Okay, this call this meeting, the Haysville Planning Commission to order. First item of business is a roll call.
Azier,
Here.
Hatcher,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
Coleman,
Here.
Franken,
Here.
Plummer,
Here.
Blood.
Here. Next item of business, presentation and approval of minutes of June 24th, 2021.
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
A second.
I have a motion and second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor? Those opposed? Any abstentions?
That would be me.
Thank you. Next item is special order of business.
Is for the designation for the historic committee.
So we need to move that from new business up to special order of business, is what you're saying?
No, sorry, no special orders of business.
Okay, we can take that off.
Yep.
Under new business, we have designee for historic committee. Deb, is that you currently?
Yes,
Would you like for that to remain you?
that's fine.
Are there anybody else want to fight Deb out for that spot for
I'd be
historic
glad to
committee?
share.
Okay. Do we need a motion for that? So I move that we retain Deb Coleman as our historic committee designee.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and second for Deb to remain on the historic committee. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Only Deb. Item B under new business, we have a review of bylaws.
As we were going through combining the planning and the BZA, for the bylaws, we went from 11 members to 7 members, 5 to be residents of Haysville in the city, 2 must reside outside the city limits but within the zoning area of influence, as designated by the Haysville city codes. If we're gonna go from planning to BZA, the chairperson would have to recess by motion to recess the planning commission and then to open up the BZA meeting. And then when the BZA is done, we would then adjourn that by motion and then reconvene the planning commission. A quorum, since we're now down to 7 members, would be 4 members to be able to do any business. If there is no business because of no quorum, we won't be able to do any business, and then would have it take place at the next regularly scheduled meeting. BZA would have their own agendas on their items, and then they would adjourn by motion, then we would reconvene the planning commission, and then go from there. The BZA would be doing appeals, variances, and exceptions.
Okay. So any questions about the process? We're about to experience it, so. Anybody have any questions about any of this or any comments on the changes that were presented in the bylaws? I guess if you have comments about the changes, we need to wait till BZA starts, right?
You pretty much hit all the highlights.
I think I just pretty much handed the highlights, so.
But any discussion about the bylaws should be during the
For
BZA
the
session.
BZA, yes, if they're for the BZA
Yeah.
itself, yes.
So we're ready to do that now then? Correct?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it needs to be approved by both bodies, even though it's the same body, it needs to be approved by both committees, sorry.
Right, but we've got to get it adjourned BZA and then receive it for planning and then approve it.
Yes.
Okay, so I need a motion to recess the planning commission and convene the Board of Zoning Appeals.
I'll make that motion.
Anybody want a second?
Second.
Okay. I have a motion and second to recess this planning commission meeting and convene the Board of Zoning Appeals. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Welcome to the BZA meeting. Let's review the bylaws. Now, are there any questions or discussion about the proposed bylaw changes? When was the last time we had a BZA item?
When was the senior center built? In 2019, so early 2019, because there was a variance because it encroached into the setback. That's the
Okay.
last one I remember. Is there another one coming up? There's possibly one coming up soon, so.
Okay,
Handled the same way if there's a public hearing and everything like that, so.
awesome. I'm excited about that.
BZA doesn't, when I did I think we had talked about that, over the last 4 years, maybe 2 meetings a year. So,
Okay. Well, if there aren't any questions or discussion, then I would entertain a motion to approve these changes.
Also move. Somebody else can second.
I'll
second.
Thank you. I have a motion and second to approve the changes to the bylaws for BZA. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Now, we need to go back to planning, so a motion for that from anyone?
Do we need to end the BZA first?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay,
If-
well, I'll make a motion to end the BZA meeting, to recess it.
To adjourn it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll second.
thank you. I have a motion and second to adjourn the BZA meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? So I need a motion and second to reconvene the planning commission. We're gonna get better at this, guys.
Okay, I'll make a motion to reconvene the planning commission.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. I have a motion and second to reconvene the planning commission meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, that was rough. We'll get better at it. The
I'm wore out.
next item is review of the historic master plan. You want to present that?
The only changes when we were discussing this with the historic committee was that the VFW need to be changed to Veterans Memorial, and that the stone statue needed to be relabeled as bronze statue.
Okay.
So once again, like the other plans that we've looked at, these are just a review. We'll be coming back. There'll be a public hearing when we go into these in more detail, but this is our review process for this year, of getting a little bit closer to that. And we will be going into that full scale next year.
Are there any planned additions or anything to the historic master plan?
Not at this point, not that I know of, so.
I mean, at this point, we're changing labels and that's about it. If historic doesn't have any changes to it and is done, do we need to review this
It's
with a
part of the
public
comp
hearing?
plan, so I'll check into that because it's part of the park plan. If we have to review it separately, I'll have to check on that.
Okay.
So.
Not that I don't love public hearings, but if we're not gonna actually make any action or any change, we could maybe avoid one.
Okay.
So we just need to receive this and review it.
Yep, just letting you guys look at it, just like the park plan and everything, if there was any comments you had. Debbie had given me comments from before when we reviewed the park plan, so.
Okay. Deb, did you have any comments on this or no?
No, I think it's good.
Okay, no old business, no correspondence and informational reading. Are there any committee updates?
Are there any committees?
Historic.
Well, historic, that's true. There is going, the city has taken it over, but the gathering at the gazebo is going to be in October, is that right?
September 25th.
September 25th. And really, right now, that's basically all we've talked about.
Okay. Any other committee updates? Are there any other committees?
Senior Center, but that one's not really part of this one, but,
Okay.
so, for you guys, Park Board is meeting again in person. They started back in August, so.
Okay. Any off agenda?
One thing I want to bring up with off agenda is we are starting to look at the zoning regulations. We're gonna be bringing back, the land use map is something we're gonna be looking at, and then also any changes in the zoning regs. I know you guys have looked at accessory heights or something like that before, that we never got finished in, I think, 2019 or early 2020. Was there anything else that we were looking at that you guys remember that you want to address again, that we never finished? I know that's kind of a
Yeah. I don't recall anything, but
Okay.
getting into it again might bring back a memory of something that we didn't finish.
So we will probably be emailing those out to everybody, or if you want a paper copy, just let us know. We're gonna start looking at those, and there's a couple of things that we want to address, but I just want to bring that up with everyone.
Okay. Item 10.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion and second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you, everybody.